Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 6, working for you.
Now at 6, from a tragic accident to dancing through life.
She puts her mind to it, she's going to do it. There's no stopping her, it seems like.
In a 10 News exclusive, the unbelievable recovery for one girl and the people who helped her along the way. Plus, a warning for everyone.
The best gift you can give anyone is to wear your seatbelt and make sure you make it home safely.
A mother's call to action and the steps you can take every time you get in the car to make sure you arrive alive. And a push for justice, the pleas from Hill City leaders to get violent crimes solved. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm John Carlin. Right now, new at 6 tonight, a story that is literally nothing short of a miracle. This is the story of 6-year-old Aubrey Scaletta from the New River Valley. She lost both of her feet in a freak accident while riding in her father's pickup truck. Well, tonight, 10 News reporter Duke Carter joins me with this 10 News exclusive and an amazing story.
Amazing story indeed. And so I sat down, I spoke with the doctors who performed the surgeries on little Aubrey and her parents about how Aubrey defied the odds and is not only walking, John, but also dancing. Dancers in the Blacksburg Ballet are performing the Nutcracker at the Moss Arts Center. And while these young dancers are gracing the stage with elegance and grace in the ballet, there's a little dancer, some would say, captured the audience's attention. Meet now 7-year-old Aubrey Scaletta. She and her twin sister Grayson are part of the play. The twins are putting a smile on their parents' faces, Dan and Lauren Scaletta, not simply because of the performance, but because Aubrey, who uses a walker, had beaten every challenge she faced.
I don't think I was prepared for what I walked into.
Aubrey performing is something her parents would say is a major accomplishment.
It's unbelievable where she's come in the last few months. We went from a few months ago, her not even being able to walk or bear any weight.
Because this was Aubrey this past summer, still energetic, but in a wheelchair after doctors reattached her feet. Aubrey's dad was driving the twins home from gymnastics practice in Montgomery County back in May when the unimaginable happened.
It sounded like a big, just bang. Truck shuttered and wasn't really sure what happened. Next thing you know, Aubrey's sitting directly behind me. She says, "I'm bleeding."
Dan Scaletta says the girls were playing with the ratchet strap in the back seat when it somehow flew out of the window. One wrapped around the truck's axle and the other wrapped around Aubrey's feet, ripping them off. Dan rushed Aubrey to Carilion in the New River Valley.
If we do everything swiftly and correctly, we're going to have our best chance here.
Aubrey was then immediately airlifted to Carilion Roanoke Memorial, where a team of doctors worked for 6 hours in surgery, reattaching bones and veins.
We had reached a point where the feet were viable, but especially the right. It was unclear whether it was going to make it or not. The only reason we stopped is because we were able to look each other in the eye and say, we've done everything.
In total, Aubrey had 6 surgeries, and after 35 days in the hospital, Aubrey was finally able to go home.
We put her in the car and we're like, all right, breathe a sigh of relief, we're going home. And she immediately goes, I miss my nurses.
But Aubrey still got a chance to see doctors in physical therapy, strengthen her feet with water aerobics. And she became strong enough to now perform in the Nutcracker, her parents smiling from ear to ear, knowing their little family is adjusting to their new normal.
I didn't think we'd ever be here again.
And of course, those performances were this past weekend. Aubrey defying the odds. We were there for like the hour, quote unquote, rehearsal, and she did amazing there, but she actually had a 2.5-hour show this past weekend, did amazing as that as well.
It's just a crazy, crazy story from how strange the accident was to the fact the doctors were able to do that. And so now we see her in the play, but what is her long-term prognosis in terms of walking?
Well, they are hopeful that she will be able to walk again, though, but the problem is right now is that the bones are still trying to connect, so there could possibly another surgery to ensure that her legs are still viable and still strong enough for her to be able to walk without that walker that you saw in that piece there, John.
Wow. Great story.
Thank you,
Great
John.
little girl. Thank you, Duke.
Alrighty, it was certainly a very chilly morning and we saw some snow out there. Here is a picture sent in by Randy Mullins out in Indian Valley, just south of Radford, showing the light dusting of snow that we saw out there. His pup is enjoying the snow early on a walk this morning. Just very cute dog you got there. An awesome picture of the snow as well. If you have a picture similar to this of this morning's snowfall, you can go to WSLS.com/pins to submit them for your chance to see them right here on air or online. Now let's talk about the big setup that we're seeing. Big time high pressure out there just to our west is bringing us some clearing skies tonight and will continue to bring us clear skies throughout the majority of this upcoming week. We notice out to our north and east, rain out there. That is low pressure that moved through this weekend, so bringing some light snowfall to parts of Buffalo, New York, into Vermont and New Hampshire as well this evening. Now for us right here, temperatures will continue to cool down. We'll get down into the low 30s shortly around 9 o'clock, and then overnight tonight, a lot of us cool down into the 20s. Some of us may even make it into the teens as we'll have radiational cooling. Plenty available, so it's going to be calm and it's also going to be very, very cold out there. Tomorrow's daytime high temperatures get right around to where they should be, about 50 or so degrees. John?
Thank you, Parker. Members of the Salem chapter of the Disabled American Veterans are rallying nearly 2 months after that chapter was put on suspension. As we've previously reported in a 10 News investigation, the chapter is suspended indefinitely because leadership had not submitted important financial records over 3 years. The rally today was in hopes of gaining traction to reopen. Members say they won't stop until someone at a higher level steps in to start reopening the center. While they are suspended, they cannot provide services to veterans, including providing the honor guard at veteran funerals. And people are speaking out today about the raid on the Natural Bridge Zoo last week. Allegations of animal abuse were the basis of a 2-day search by Virginia State Police and the Attorney General's office. Court documents revealed dozens of animals were seized, both alive and dead, including parts of animals as well, including a giraffe leg and a zebra pelt. People are divided over the issue. Some say they think the zoo is being targeted unfairly. Others say the search is justified.
I've known these people for 40 years, never seen any signs of abuse.
So I'd kind of heard rumors about the quality of kind of the animal care there, so it doesn't really surprise me too much. But it was just shocking to hear how badly treated the animals were.
Zoo staff is scheduled to appear in court on December 20th. And a plea to the Lynchburg community. Mayor Stephanie Reed is asking her citizens for their help in solving the unsolved murders of children. Mayor Reed wants people to help solve the murders of 6-year-old Kingston Campbell and 16-year-old Terrion Marshall, who were both killed this year, and also 28-year-old Samantha Robinson, who was killed in 2021. Police are asking for people to call Crime Stoppers anonymously with any information they might have.
We still have unsolved homicides that you just heard about. What we need is our community to come forward. The plea is very simple. We know there are people in the community that have information related to these crimes. We need them to step up and come forward.
And if you have any information on the unsolved murders in Lynchburg, just go to our website, WSLS.com, for a link on how to get in touch with Crime Stoppers. Still ahead, it's the first thing you should do when you get in a car.
Ones you love, that tends to be the message that we promote with our teenagers.
Plus, we hear from one woman who lost her son in a crash in 2020. Virginians are increasingly not wearing seatbelts, and shockingly, 65% of Virginia teens who died in accidents were not wearing seatbelts. 10 News reporter Sydney Jackstimer shares the message from one mother whose son died in a crash because he didn't buckle up.
Just 2 weeks after graduating from high school in 2020, Christopher King's life was cut short.
We get that knock on the door that no parent should ever have to answer. When the police officer told us that he was ejected from the car, he didn't have a seatbelt on, we were astounded because he always wore a seatbelt.
The number of people not wearing seatbelts has actually increased in Virginia over the past couple of years. According to the organization Youth of Virginia Speak Out About Traffic Safety, or YOVASO, 65% of teenagers killed in car crashes last year were not wearing their seatbelt.
The general population, too, in general, is just not buckling up as often as they used to. Virginia's seatbelt use rate is lower than it has been in a number of years.
Since her son's death, Christy King has started spreading awareness about the importance of buckling up and formed the Christopher King Foundation.
When I'm talking to kids or adults and they start tearing up, I'm like, good, you understand. Like, you're going to remember Christopher's story and tell your kids, tell people that you love, because it can happen to you.
Christy is now fighting to change the law. She's trying to take not wearing a seatbelt from a secondary charge to a primary. In Roanoke, I'm Sydney Jackstimer, 10 News, working for you.
Alrighty, I am counting down the days until the winter solstice, only 10 days out. That also means we're getting close to Christmas. I'll have a look at what we're expecting coming up after the break.
Freedom First's Play for Purpose program officially passed $100,000 raised after presenting 2 checks to local New River Valley nonprofits. In a partnership with Virginia Tech and Liberty University sporting programs, games played throughout the year have raised money for local nonprofits whenever somebody maybe gained a first down, made free throws, or hit a home run. And today, players from the Virginia Tech men's basketball team were there for the first presentation of the season.
Every little bit helps. This will really help probably at least 3 families, kind of get through that big hump, that big transition from being somewhat financially stable to being in trouble.
Liberty and Freedom First of Lynchburg will have their presentation on Tuesday of this week.
All right, the sun set just about over an hour ago, 5:02 p.m., and sunsets are only going to get later after today, so that means the sunsets will be setting a little bit later each day through the end of the year. That also means that sunrises will get later and later each day throughout the rest of the year, rounding out about 7:30 and then later as we progress to New Year's. Now, patio forecast for this evening, getting cold out there, expected to be about 35 degrees in about 45 minutes time. By 11 p.m., 30 degrees, still dealing with clear skies and fairly cold conditions. Winds will also die off. By 8 p.m., we're dealing with the last gusts anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour, but shortly after that, near 10 p.m., winds fall off and turn a little bit breezy, anywhere from 3 to 5 miles per hour, and that will carry on over into our Tuesday. Now, overnight tonight, temperatures get well down into the 20s. I think a couple of us could even see the upper teens as well, thanks to the radiational cooling that we're experiencing. So we'll be cooling way down, waking up on our Tuesday. And then for planning your day for tomorrow, a lot of us in the 20s, again, some of us in the teens, but by the middle of the day, warming up near the 40-degree mark. And then by the late afternoon, getting close to our daytime high of about 50, which is about our average for this time of year. I think south side of Lynchburg could get a couple degrees above 50. Same goes for right here in the Roanoke Valley. But lots of sunshine for tomorrow as we take a look at our daytime highs. South Boston, Danville, Alta Vista 52, Pulaski, Hillsville, and Wytheville all in the mid to upper 40s. Hot Springs, the cold spot on the map, come tomorrow afternoon at about 44 degrees, and then right here in Roanoke about 51. Now, high pressure will dominate the majority of this week. We see this big time ridge way up here, and what that does is it brings sinking air or subsiding air. So we're going to have cold mornings and some mild and moderate afternoons with lots of sunshine and no rain, because high pressure is going to be blocking out any widespread rain for days at a time, and that will include tomorrow. Now, on Thursday of this week, we'll see the Geminid meteor shower. The best times to view this will be anywhere from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., and we could see about a dozen per hour or so on Thursday night. Skies should also be clear. Now, I mentioned we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. Now, over the last 70 years, we haven't had too many white Christmases. The most recent one was 2020. Unfortunately, the Climate Prediction Center is saying that we're going to be above average through the next several days, and next couple of weeks. Precipitation will also be on the lesser side, so we're going to be drier. So our chances of seeing a white Christmas this year are unlikely. It's not looking the best at this time. So if you're looking forward to that, it's just unlikely at this time. Now, conditions could change, but it's just not looking that way. Extended forecast for the next couple of days, lots of sunshine through Saturday, and then the chance of seeing some rain on Sunday. And then here is a look at your 3-degree guarantee, John. Today we hit 43 degrees. Our forecast high was 45. So we did add to the total going to the Salvation Army, but man, would we have liked to add $100.
Well, that would have been nice. And the White Christmas would be nice too. And I know it's a long ways out, and we never asked you guys, but you volunteered because you're just kind of looking at what potentially could be out there.
Yeah, we're about 2 weeks out. About 2 weeks out, and it looks like high pressure is going to continue to dominate. However, there is a chance we see some rain this weekend, but again, 2 weekends from now, sort of up in the air.
Sort of up in the air. All right. Well, of course, we'll always track the White Christmas.
We sure will.
And today we have Alyssa with sports.
The high school football season is in the books, and 3 area teams are celebrating state gold. And the AP Top 25 rankings for college basketball are out, where the Hokies landed this week. That's next in sports. Virginia men's basketball climbs back into the AP Top 25 rankings this week. The 8-1 Hoos checking in at number 22. James Madison moved up 4 spots to number 18. On the women's side, despite 2 wins last week, Virginia Tech dropped 1 spot to number 16 in the AP rankings. The Hokies coming off a big win over Radford yesterday, topping the Highlanders 85-40. It was a defensive showing for Tech, totaling 12 team blocks and holding Radford to just 19% shooting from the field.
I thought the first quarter and the third quarter in particular, we were very good and taking away a lot of their opportunities. We're very long. I think we had like 12 blocks tonight. So a lot of times, someone would get a step on us, and our rotations are good, and we're able to come over and block some shots.
Up next for the Hokies, a date with Rutgers on the road on Sunday. 3 area teams are still celebrating state gold today as the VHSL championships wrapped up on Saturday. Radford High School among those teams. The Bobcats took down Riverheads 39-21 in the Class II state title game. It was their first title in more than 50 years. Their last hardware coming in back-to-back seasons in 1971 and 1972. This year's squad secured a perfect season, finishing with a record of 15-0. And in the Class III state championship, Liberty Christian took down Lafayette 28-14. The Bulldogs were led by Clemson commit Gideon Davidson, who rushed for over 300 yards and scored 3 touchdowns in the win. LCA earning its first state title as a VHSL member. And Galax football is victorious in the Class I state title game. It was a low-scoring game. The Maroon Tide edged Essex with a final score of 7-6. The game-winning 42-yard field goal delivered by freshman kicker Yandel Vera off the crossbar and good.
I've never been part of a game like that. Offensive touchdowns from our side. We win 7-6. It's a testament to our kids. It's been that way all season. They've had to fight through adversity all year long.
And a heartbreaker in the Class 4 final, perennial power Salem taking on Phoebus, tied 14-all in the fourth quarter. Phantoms connect on an 86-yard touchdown with just 1 second left in regulation for the go-ahead score. Phoebus stuns the Spartans 21-14. For your Cut It Out, Buffalo at Kansas City yesterday. Second quarter, Bills quarterback Josh Allen is picked off by Chamari Connor. That's the first NFL interception for the rookie safety out of Virginia Tech. Bills won the game, though, 20-17. We won't talk about the controversial ending because I'm only doing sports this week, and I don't want to upset any viewers. So we won't talk about the game. Good pick for the Hokie.
But I tell you what, go back and watch the highlights. Because it was unusual.
It was an interesting ending, that's for sure.
All right. NBC Nightly News is next. We'll see you back here at 7.